Hello, denizens of the internet. One of my subscribers made an interesting observation. If we think what's on streaming is bad, I should take a look at what's on network TV these days. I think most of us who spend time on YouTube have abandoned network TV so long ago that it doesn't even come up on our radar or in conversations. I have talked about how network TV does not know how to find any synergy with the digital domain beyond uploading clips from their horrific talk shows onto YouTube. That was fun for about a week. Join your fellow network executive as we run down what's on tap on those over-the-air dinosaurs. It wasn't too long ago that network TV was the source of most of our entertainment and water cooler conversations. I will concentrate on the original three, ABC, CBS, and NBC, to make this easier. What's on ABC now as of this taping? The Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, 2020, Movie of the Week, America's Funniest Home Videos, Monday Night Football, Dancing with the Stars, Press Your Luck, Celebrity Jeopardy, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, The $100,000 Pyramid, Shark Tank, 911, Not Dead Yet, Will Trent, Abbott Elementary, The Rookie, which after 5 seasons should not be called The Rookie, Grey's Anatomy, which after 19 years should be called Grey's Autopsy, The Conners. How about CBS, Big Brother, SEAL Team, Let's Make a Deal Primetime, Raid the Cage, Blue Bloods, Bob Hart's Abishola, 60 Minutes, Yellowstone, NCSI, NCSI Sydney, FBI True, Survivor, Amazing Race, Young Sheldon, Ghosts, NCSI Hawaii, 48 Hours, The Price is Right at Night, and finally NBC, Football at Night, The Voice, Day 1, The Irrational, The Voice, Day 2, Found, Law and Order, Transplant, Dateline, NBC Day 1, Quantum Leap, Magnum PI, 3 hours of Chicago dramas, 3 days of The Wall, Dateline, NBC Day 2, Night Court. Now, let's get into my time machine and go back to 1984. What did network TV look like back then? On ABC, Sunday, we had Ripley's Believe It or Not, hosted by Jack Palance, Hardcastle and McCormick. The ABC Sunday Night Movie, Call to Glory, Monday Night Football, Three's a Crowd, Who's the Boss, Glitter, Paper Dolls, a modeling agency drama that died and was replaced by the wonderful Moonlighting. So here I'll just take a moment to mention that the ABC Brain Trust thought Paper Dolls was going to be the big hit, but when it tanked, ABC called up Moonlighting from its farm team. What a farm team. On Wednesday, we got The Fall Guy, then Dynasty, then Hotel. Thursday had People Do the Craziest Things, Mr. Belvedere, and motorcycle clone of Knight Rider called Street Hawk. Friday gave us Benson, Webster, Hawaiian Heat, and Matt Houston. Saturday, we got T.J. Hooker with William Shatner, The Love Boat, and Finders of Lost Loves. On to CBS, we had, on Sunday, The Venerable 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, Crazy Like a Fox, followed by Trapper John M.D. Monday gave us Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Kate and Allie, and Newhart, ending with the cop drama Cagney and Lacey. Tuesday featured Aftermash, Alice, and the CBS Tuesday Night Movie. Wednesday, Charles in Charge, Dreams, CBS Wednesday Night Movie. Thursday, we had Magnum PI, Simon and Simon, Knots Landing. Friday, Dukes of Hazzard, followed by Dallas, finishing with another soap, Falcon Crest. Saturday gave us Cover Up, Airwolf, and Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer. Lots of recognizable shows there. Finally, NBC's Sunday started with Silver Spoons, Punky Brewster, Knight Rider, and finished with NBC Sunday Night at the Movies. Monday, we had TV's bloopers and practical jokes, and NBC Monday Night at the Movies, because NBC did not have a chance against ABC's Monday Night Football, which was a powerhouse, and CBS's shows, which included Newhart. Tuesday had The A-Team, Riptide, Remington Steele. Wednesday, Highway to Heaven, The Facts of Life, It's Your Move, and then Saint Elsewhere. Thursday, okay, get ready for this, The Cosby Show, Family Ties, Cheers, Night Court, Hill Street Blues. Many of us would turn on the TV on Thursday at 8 p.m. and never leave NBC. Friday, we had V, the sci-fi series, Hunter, Miami Vice. Finally, on Saturday, Our Time, Partners in Crime, Behringers. I think if all these shows were on the network now, they would be doing much better. Don't you think? They don't sound that out of place, do they? In fact, they sound like fun. A word that isn't used a lot these days in entertainment. Okay, let's take a look at some of the stats. Total sitcoms in 1984 were 18. 2023, 6. Total hour-long scripted shows in 1984, 40. Total in 2023, 22. Total non-scripted, news-based, or clip shows in 1984, 4. In 2023, 24. And I'm counting each day that The Voice and The Wall repeated their stupid shows. Putting the past and the present under a microscope, you might ask, which came first, the decline in audience through increased choice and competition, or the decline in compelling content? One could make the argument that it was a death from 1,000 cuts for the network. On the other hand, neither HBO nor Showtime could have built an audience without producing programming that people actually wanted to watch. Who'd have thought? An even bigger indictment of the network's incompetence, or just taking their eye off the ball, to this competition was that the networks were available for free over the air and were always part of the basic cable package, whereas you had to specifically purchase HBO, Showtime, AE, and all those other shows. Was swearing and partial nudity that big of an enticement? My network career was right in the middle of this decline. Yes, it was my fault. The networks were acting more like the proverbial boiled frog, too busy fighting over the slow ratings decline, going from canceling a show with a 7 share to keeping a show going with only a 4 to maybe notice the changes. I am sort of mourning the decline, even though there was a lot of crap on TV. Knight Rider was not soprano grade, but we remember it fondly. It still does well in reruns. So the question is, how did we get here? Cable didn't help. I mean, it did initially. It got the networks into more homes than just over antennas, but it was also a Trojan horse for those damned cable networks with more interesting shows. As ratings declined, scripted shows became less financially attractive, and the discovery of reality programs became network crack. But they had a real downside. While cheaper and faster to produce, they had no repeatability. The #1 show on Netflix right now is Suits. For most streaming services, old reruns of Seinfeld, Friends, and The Office do killer business. And free services like Pluto are killing it with The Love Boat, Andy Griffith Show, Dick Van Dyke Show, Gunsmoke, believe it or not. Of course, on top of cable, we have the aforementioned streaming. Every network has a streaming service now, but they aren't making any money on them. Perhaps if they went back to making scripted shows and then selling the rerun rights to Netflix, they'd actually make money. It's not such a far-fetched idea. The cable and streaming services generally only make between 6 to 10 shows in a season. The networks do 20 to 24, and they have a strict schedule. They're good at it. Networks don't go, oh, we'll wait 3 years before we bring out the next season. No. The networks are a machine. It's also better for actors, writers, and directors, as a year's worth of work is better for the bank account, including the crews. The sporadic fits and starts of cable and streaming are a nightmare. Oh, And I haven't even spoken about that other drain on networks' audience, YouTube. You could be watching network television right now instead of me, but don't. So, between the fact that all of cable is now hovering around 40% of viewership, which, don't forget, includes all those specialty channels as well as the 4 networks, how do the networks fight back? I get that it's damned if they do, damned if they don't. Can they even claw back audiences? By relying on sports, game shows, and reality garbage, they have changed their brand from a department store to dollar store. They're crack addicts. But what if it's too late? Even if they spent a ton of cash on great dramas, maybe even sitcoms, I'm not sure the train hasn't left the station for that must-see experience. The new Night Court certainly has not helped. If I were CBS, I'd ditch that wretched Paramount Plus and partner up with Netflix. While the idea of Netflix being the center of the streaming universe is not my favorite idea, I'm also done with having to subscribe to 10 streaming services. The networks are stuck entertaining an aging middle America who have no idea how to navigate Google TV. They only watch YouTube when their grandkids send them a link in an email. Have you ever wondered why network TV is now wall-to-wall drug company ads for diabetes, adult diapers, and retirement resorts? If NBC broadcast apples for all mankind, would it have confused its existing base? Would it have brought a new generation back to network TV? How about the Netflix hit Squid Game on ABC? Of course, they would have turned it into Celebrity Squid Game, which is not a bad idea. CBS is playing their one decent show on Paramount Plus, Yellowstone. It seems kind of knee-jerk and not part of any coordinated effort. About 100 pilots were shot in 1984, and a total of 47 new shows were thrown to the wolves. The failure rate was huge, but that's what it took to get a great schedule. And because streaming and cable always green-lit an entire season, they are forced to show them all, whereas the networks would put a show out of its misery after just 3 wretched episodes. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everything on cable and streaming is way better. It's absolutely not. I would have canceled Wheel of Time after 1 episode, and yet Amazon Prime gave it a second season. More people will watch reruns of Kolchak the Night Stalker from 1974 than Wheel of Time. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.